1, 2, 3.
Hello everyone, this is Kyle Galaz with Poor2Pro Car Sales Training Podcast. Become a Sales Titan. We are in Season 6, Episode 4, talking about the new you. Are we going to version 2.0 of you? Version 3.0? Are we updating you this time around? Are you going to be different? If you can go to the next version of yourself, the better version of yourself, this will equal bigger paychecks. This will equal more success. This will equal promotions this year. You have to become a new version of yourself every single time. You can never go backwards in the car business. Don't get stagnant. Don't unlearn things. Keep getting better. And I appreciate you guys finding this podcast. If you're new to this podcast, we are in Season 6. This is Episode 4. We're getting close to 60 episodes. Start from the beginning. Listen to the podcast. You're going to find out if you go through all the episodes and start over, your skill will have gotten better. And the way you can tell your skill has gotten better is when you listen to those early episodes and you pick things out that you didn't catch the first time. This is how you know you're learning. When you can go back and realize, oh, that's what he meant. Oh, this is what he meant when he was saying that. This is what Kyle was talking about. Go back and check him out and relearn some of the early stuff, because you're going to find out that, wow, I'm getting better. And getting better in the car business equals more money. Why wouldn't we want to get better if we want to make more money? And this is the new you. This is what we're talking about. I want to start this episode off by success is a choice. Success doesn't just happen. Success is not a lucky streak. Success truly is a choice. When you decide in your career, I want to be successful, and you start doing the things that are directing you towards success, if you're laser focused on success, that it is inevitable to be successful. The richest people in the world could call it quits, but they don't, because they're chasing success. They're chasing the next version of themselves, the next version of their business. Can I get my business to 2.0? Can I get myself to 2.0? And this is what you need to do in your career. You have to pinpoint, what does success look like to you, and become laser focused on it. And don't let anything distract you. None of these things on the side of you can distract you, because you're laser focused on one thing. When you hit something with the laser pointer, it's a micro dot that's hitting that object down there. Well, that's what your eyes need to be on the prize. Success needs to be that tiny little point at the end that you're looking at, and you're saying, I'm going to get there, and I choose to be successful by the things I do every day. So start reprogramming in your brain that success is not a destination. You will never meet people that say, I've made it, I'm done, I made it. They're always trying to get better, whether they say it or not. And if they truly believe I've made it, then they're only going to go downward. You have to always have your eye on success and realize that success is a journey, and you're going through different versions of yourself. And the new you is talking about, let's get you to the next level. Let's not get you to the end result, because the end result never happens. You're always trying to get to the next level. And success is a choice. I want to put a lot of emphasis on that, because it happened in my career. There was a point in my career where I decided I want to be successful. I don't want to just be average anymore. I want to go to the next level. And when I started focusing on, I want to be a sales manager, I want to make a ridiculous amount of money, those things started coming to me. Coincidental? No, it's because I chose to. And these are things that you have to do in your career. I want to make over $100,000 a year. And become laser pointed on that. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to make over 100K, because nothing will stop a man or woman that's on a mission to success. So think about that when you go in today. When you're thinking about, what can I do different this time around? How can I get to the next level? Success is a choice. Remember that. Choices require discipline. If success is a choice, then you have to be disciplined on those choices. So if you're looking at success and you realize, okay, these are all the things I should cut out of my daily work habits. I don't need to be in the huddle. I don't need to be best buddies with everybody at the car dealership. I need to be cordial and have a good working relationship with these people, but I don't need to hear their weekend story, and they don't want to hear my weekend story. So you need to think about when you're talking about version 2.0 of yourself, the new you, what things can I cut out? Get a notepad out right now and make 10 items. What 10 items can I cut out of my daily routine that is not helping me sell cars? And discipline is what's going to be required to actually take action on those 10 things. I got to stay out of the huddle. That's number one. It takes discipline to not go in the huddle. It takes discipline to not want to talk about the weekend antics outside of work with your go-to guy at the dealership for 45 minutes. How many phone calls and emails and text messages and Facebook postings and social media postings can you do in 45 minutes? A lot. So if you can start taking some of those things out using discipline, then those choices you're making are leading you towards success. And then take out another notepad paper and write down 10 things you can do that you think will help you sell more cars. If you go back through the podcast, there's many ideas and things that you can do to help you sell more cars if you're having writer's block. Use me as a backboard to find these little things to write down for your 10 things that you want to write down that you want to start doing that you know will help sell more cars. Work in the service drive. Actually making the phone calls with the intent to try to get appointments, not just to appease your CRM system or your manager. Yeah, I made my 20 calls. Yeah, but you didn't put any effort and heart into it. So get that notepad out and write down 10 things that you know will help you sell more cars. And it takes discipline to do those things. Discipline is something that you have to control, and you have to tell yourself, I'm going to do these every day. And if you have a visual at your desk, if you got to hide it in your drawer or something, but you can look at it every day. These are the 10 things I don't want to do today, and these are the 10 things I choose to do today that will help me sell more cars. This is part of becoming the new you. We'll all go through it at some point of our life. You will make the choice to be successful. The key is to do it earlier than later. Do it in your 20s. Do it in your 30s. But here's the thing. If you're in your 50s and 60s listening to this very episode, start now. Choose success now, because it's never too late. It's never too late to be successful. It's never too late to make a ridiculous amount of money. Don't think, oh, I'm older, I'm winding down, and the young guys can take all the ups. How about you get out there and mix it up like you did back in the day? Or if you're new and you just started in the car business and you're in your early 20s or whatever age you are, you started, don't think, well, these guys have been here longer. They deserve the up, and they can get the up. No, man, get in there, mix it up, and fight. Fight for your right to party. Fight for your right to make a sale. Get out there and do something different this time around. Because let's be honest, if we do the same things and we expect a bigger paycheck, we're crazy. You have to do something different if you want that big fat paycheck. If you stand around and do the same things this time around, the new you will never come. The new you is going to still be in the fog out front. Man, one day I'll get there. No, man, let's start today. Let's start today by looking in the mirror and saying, I will be the new you. I will use discipline to make my choices to become successful. The new you is not going to be easy. Let's be honest. Getting to that new you is work. It's like climbing a hill, a big hill. But the greatest rewards are sitting at the top. The greatest rewards require you climbing and breaking out of that old you that's making average income, that's an average salesperson that you don't even like when you look in the mirror. You're like, man, I can do better. I know I can do better. Absolutely you can. But you have to start doing something, and you have to realize that it's not an easy path. And the path that we take determines the outcome. You take the easy path at the dealership, then you're going to make average money. You take that tougher path that requires sweat equity, and you go home tired and you're hungry and you're a little frustrated. Those are the paths that make the money. Those are the paths that you put in the extra hours and you had to come in on your day off and you're doing more than the guy next to you and it's not paying off right now and you feel a little discouraged. Trust me, those things that you're doing that's required to be the new you will pay off. You're not going to see results day one. It takes discipline to be able to do these things when you're not seeing results. Man, think about that. I'm still doing all these things, Kyle, that you've asked me to do, but I'm not seeing results. That takes discipline because it will pay off. And guess what's going to happen? These things that take discipline to do, that are out of your comfort zone, that you don't want to do, will become normal eventually. But they won't become normal until you start. Remember, good habits take, 60 days to become normal? Bad habits, you could start a bad habit in 3 days and it could stick. That's why people that are trying to give up smoking and or whatever vices they have, it takes time to break it. But man, it could take one cigarette to be back on board with smoking again. So the easier paths have the least results. And you have to keep that discipline for it to become normal. So let's talk about things that you could do to become the new you. I mentioned one of them. Stay out of the huddle. I've talked about this for the last 3 years. The huddle pays $0.00 an hour. So why in the world would a salesperson that wants a bigger paycheck get in it? Write that one down as number one of the things I'm not going to do this time around. I want to be a new me, so I have to get out of the huddle. If I see a huddle, to me Kyle Galaz thinks a huddle is 3 people or more. If you're standing out on the lot and one of your co-pilots comes up and is watching the lot with you, to me, that's not a huddle. That's 2 guys watching the lot, paying attention. As long as their back isn't turned to the entries, those are 2 guys trying to stay warm in the cold, and they're watching the lot. One's up first and one's up second. When the third person comes in, that's the huddle to me, and that's when I used to leave. All right, I'm checking out of this place because this is a huddle now. I don't want my manager to look outside and see me, who's trying to be a better version of myself, huddle up with a bunch of guys, not even paying attention to the lot. Okay, so step 1, get out of the huddle. Step 2, stop staring at your phone all day. When you're out on the lot, put your phone in your pocket. Be engaged with your car lot. Be engaged with the customer that could pop around a corner. Be engaged with the car that's driving through that would just take a simple wave for them to roll down their window. If you're staring at your phone and the car's driving through, they're not going to stop because you didn't wave, you didn't get out in front of their car and say hi. You didn't start walking towards their car to make them whirl down their window. You have to be engaged with your inventory and your car lot. When I say inventory, I'm talking about walking the car lot. You run into customers when you walk the car lot. So step 2 is be engaged with your dealership's inventory and car lot. Don't stare at your cell phone all day. Number 3 to stop doing or start doing is when you sit back at your desk, do something. Fill every chance you get with trying to do something more. Make that phone call. Send that text message. Send that email. I don't care if you've sent them 5 emails. Keep sending them. The old saying is bug them until they buy or die. It's still true. Keep bugging them because guess what's going to happen? They're either going to say unsubscribe me or I think I'm ready to buy a car now. There's so many stories I have in the car business of salespeople that were persistent on trying to attempt to get a hold of a customer and sending them texts and sending them emails with no responses. But they just kept doing their normal follow-up. They had a nice little notebook or in their computer a reminder saying, hey, I need to send another email to this customer. And eventually that customer was broken down enough to say, all right, I'm ready to look at a car, or some form of a response. So on your things that you're writing down, try to fill every moment with miniature successes. Getting a hold of a customer and actually making that phone call, actually sending the email, and don't just send a generic one cookie cutter type email, customize it. Are you local? Are you from out of town? Ask some questions, get them engaged with your email, and you'll start seeing more successes. The new you requires a new mindset. It is hard for a salesperson to change the way they think. It takes programming. It takes an outside source sometime, like a podcast or like training videos or like a mentor or, anything that you can find that can help give you different ideas, different angles of the car business. Get a hold of one of your favorite sales managers that knows what they're talking about, that had some success in the car industry when they were selling. and bring them out to the lot and ask them questions. Ask her questions like, how did you do it when you're on the car lot? What did you say to customers when you're doing a walk around? Let them dig deep in their portfolio. They may be a little rusty, but I promise you it's still in there. Write this one down. I'm going to role play more often with my managers and my like-minded salespeople out there, so we're trying to get to that next level. If you truly want to become version 2.0, you have to start doing 2.0 type stuff. You have to try new things. And we talk about this a lot in the podcast, is the comfort zone. Write this one down. I have to get out of my comfort zone. Remember, it may feel uncomfortable for you to give your customer a warm meet and greet. Hi, welcome to our dealership. My name is Kyle and you are. Thank you guys for coming in. What brings you in today, sales or service? Oh, sales? Okay, that's my department. Are you talking with anybody right now? Are you dealing with anybody right now, online or over the phone? No? Have you ever bought here before? No? Okay, well, let me kind of tell you how we do business, and I'll show you my inventory, and let's figure out what you're looking for. That feels awkward to a salesperson. But I promise you, to a customer that's really shopping and really looking for a new car or a used car, that felt great. Wow, this guy really did a great meet and greet. He qualified me. He's asking, like, this is a professional salesperson. So when you're talking about comfort, when we talk about comfort zones, really try to think about, it may feel uncomfortable for me, but it doesn't feel uncomfortable for a customer to hear a warm meet and greet. And think about when you've gone to restaurants or you've gone to a doctor's office or wherever you shop and you've had a warm meet and greet. Think about this. It felt awkward for them to do that meet and greet. Welcome to da-da-da-da-da. Hope you're having a great day. How can I help you? That felt awkward to them, but it didn't feel awkward to you. It felt great. So remember that when you're trying to break out your comfort zone. Also, when we're talking about comfort zones, closing them at the desk. Are you saying things that make your blood pump, make your head hurt a little bit? Are you trying to go to that next level of closing, getting out of that comfort zone? Because those are the things you have to do to grow. Remember what I said earlier, the new you isn't easy to achieve. It's a mountain to climb. It's a hill to climb. So when we're talking about the new you in version 2.0, you have to really dig deep, get out of your comfort zone, try new things, and stop doing things that you know won't help sell cars, and start doing things that you know will help. Working that service drive. Make sure to write that down. Working the service drive is so uncomfortable for most salespeople. But if you don't ever try it, it's not going to become normal. This is where it takes discipline. Tell yourself, I'm going to go to the service drive twice a day and just see if I can drum up a conversation. And once you've done that enough days in a row, it becomes easy. I'm going to go work the service drive now. It's slow on the lot. I've done all my leads. I've made all my phone calls. I don't want to sit around in a huddle. I've already posted 900 things on social media. What can I do right now to sell a car? I'm going to go work the service drive. I'm going to go walk the lot. I'm going to make some phone calls. I'm going to put up flyers. I'm going to call a real estate office and get my information out there to these agents that make money, that need fancy cars for their clients so they look like they're rich, right? These are the things that you got to do. I'm going to bring a box of donuts to a business that's nearby with my business cards taped to it, 50 business cards taped to it. And, whatever it is, try some new things, because if you want the new you, you have to do new things and you have to get out of that comfort zone. There's so many things that you can do to be more successful, but start with it's a choice. Have a laser focus on I want to be successful, and start filling out on a piece of paper or your notepad or your notes in your phone things that I can do to sell a car today, things that I can do to become successful, things that I don't want to do, things that I need to avoid now that don't help me sell a car, and focus on those every day until they become normal. Use discipline and keep trying to get out of your comfort zone until it feels normal, because once those things feel normal, guess what's going to happen? You're going to want to go to version 3.0, because now you've gone to a new level of success, a new level of income. Okay, now I'm making $120,000 regularly as a car salesperson. Guess what happens? Your view of success changes. Now I want to make 170. Now I want to make 200. Everything evolves as you go along. But if you don't choose to change things and you don't choose to evolve in your career, then you're going to stay where you're at. And if you're happy with average numbers, which I know you're not, you're happy with below average income, which I know you're not, right? These are the things that have to happen. So today when you're at the dealership and this time around when you're setting new goals, really think about, how can I get to the new me? What was Kyle talking about in all those episodes? What can I write down that I need to avoid? What can I write down to become version 2.0? How can a car salesperson make $200,000 a year? I've seen it with my own eyes. I know it's doable because I've literally seen it with my own eyes. Okay, so I know if you know it's out there and you know if it's achievable, then you need to start focusing on what does it take to get there. I'm speaking truth to you right now. If you haven't hit 100K this time around, hit it. Know it's possible. And if you've been stuck at that 120, 130, know that 170 is possible. And if you've been stuck at that 150 to 170, know that 200K is possible. And remember, success can be found in any economy. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. It matters what's going on in you. Remember that today at the dealership, tomorrow at the dealership. And I appreciate your guys' support. Have a great day at the dealership. Kyle Galaz signing out.